All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. We'll go through those notes again real quick for those that are just coming in. Elite Eight, most outstanding players, Will Yoakum and RJ Sunahara from Nova Southeastern. On the alternate team, Dallas Graziani from Nova, Bryce Butler from West Liberty, and Joel Scott from Black Hills. A lot of notes. Nova's 55 points in the first half were the most ever scored in the first half of a championship game. The 103 points combined in the first half, most ever in a half in a championship game. Nova Southeastern becomes the 6th team in Division II history to finish the year undefeated. First team from the South region to win the title since 2015. And then the most points scored in a championship game. So there's some quick hits for you guys. Joining us up on the dais, head coach Jim Crutchfield, and also the starting 5 from today, RJ Sunahara, Jonathan Pierre, Kobe Rodgers, Dallas Graziani, and Will Yoakum. We'll have Coach give opening comments. We'll keep the guys around for a few minutes. We'll then go back to the locker room and celebrate a little bit. We'll keep Coach here for a few more minutes. Once again, if you are on Zoom, raise your hand, and I will go ahead and turn your mic on. You'll be able to chat. Coach Crutchfield.
It's been a storybook season and a storybook ending to it. To play a championship game with these guys against the school that I worked at for almost 30 years, coached at. They gave me my start as a college basketball coach. And West Liberty is a great basketball program, and they have a great coaching staff. And Coach Howard, what he's done there since I departed has been amazing. What they brought to the table here this year to this point, I think, shows what they're about. You know, the up-tempo, aggressive game they play, the way they share the ball, the way they defend. They're just a great competitive basketball program. And I know they want to win a national championship. And if I wasn't here with these guys, I would be hoping they might too. I am here with these guys. And at the end of the story is I ended up playing against my old school, West Liberty, and it was a great game. I thought it was everything people would expect it to be. Both teams scored over 100 points. The action was nonstop, 94 feet from one end to the other. A lot of intensity, a lot of emotions. It was exciting basketball. I think everybody got the money's worth today.
Thanks so much, Coach. We'll open up for questions for our student athletes. Once again, if you are on Zoom and you have a question for our student athletes, please raise your hand and I will go ahead and turn your mic on when we get a chance. We'll start in the back of the room, I'm assuming.
I can ask one about RJ Jack over from the Niners in West Virginia. Talk about just, on the opposite side, what West Liberty kind of presented to you guys and how we were able to really keep your foot on the gas while they really not let go of that lead. And it seemed like that they were inching a little bit closer and closer, but you guys had an answer for whatever the direction.
Well, credit to West Liberty, but we just knew we had to come out with energy. We knew it was going to be an offensive game. Had to play defense in the half-court, but yeah, just it came down to energy, and I felt like we had the most energy. And just getting offensive rebounds, getting steals, running back and press, stuff like that.
I'll ask you guys a question. We'll get everybody involved here. What about that fan support behind your bench today? RJ, we'll start with you, and then if we can just pass the mic around, just talk about how much it meant for you guys to have that fan support here. You know, a long way from Fort Lauderdale to see you guys win.
That was unreal. I think last year we had 30 people at our game, to go from that to this, unreal. Shout out Stargation. I love that.
Will?
Yeah, they were there for force tonight. They were loud. Every time out, every dead ball you hear them. Maybe like that, the past few games too, with it tonight. But I thought tonight they had a little more juice, had some alumni there too. So, you know, it was a great atmosphere. It's good to be out there.
I don't know who started the We Love Will,
Well, hold on 1 second though. RJ had the fan club because I looked over and saw the sign with the young boy with the mustache on, so. Go ahead, Kobe.
Yeah, it was great. Having these fans here, traveling here with us all the way to Evansville, it gives us another like kind of reason to play even harder. You know, they came all the way here to support us, so why we got to give our all for this university, for our friends, for our families. So it was great to see all of Shark Nation out.
Charles.
Yeah, shout out to everyone that came out. Obviously a long way, all the families and students, alum, everybody. Long trip. I made it out glad we were able to get there. Yeah, it was awesome. Super exciting. Use the door, make a shot there. It's great.
Jonathan.
I would say, support of the foundation, just like, the team just come down all the way down from them to just really on the point, something bigger than ourselves. From coaching to the AE, the people that come to the arena, just pick them up, just pair our hearts out, and bring it back to the Navy, to the fields, to the people, the AE, all the way down. We have a privilege down from nation.
Go ahead up front.
Okay, and this question is for Dallas. Dallas had a lot of fun with your family this week. In fact, I made the mistake of sitting next to your dad and your brother that last game. How passionate they were. I told them today when I got here, I said, I know where I'm not sitting. So I came down low. But with that said, you know, I can tell how much your family loves you. And I can tell that you all have a special family with your basketball team. Can you expand on that?
My team, I think we all play for each other. You know, we don't care who's one, who's doing it, we just all do it for each other. Bill, RJ, it's JP Dill. There's no one's ever jealous or anything. We're all happy for each other. I think it's a big reason why we have success.
Yeah, well said. I've got one more question I'm going to pass on. This is for Bill. Bill, incredible performance. You know, I was keeping a close eye on you throughout the game because, you know, you had to be experiencing emotions that not many fellas your age have experienced in a national title game against your old buddies, you know, and now you're with your new buddies. So can you, first off, awesome performance. I was really impressed with your overall game. How hard was it out there? You seem to, if you don't have a nickname the Iceman, you should, because, I mean, you were really cool out there. Tell us.
Yeah. Thank you for that. But yeah, I just want to credit West Liberty. Those guys they work hard. I've been in that locker room before. I know the ins and outs. I know who's on the team. Those guys care. They work hard every single day. I feel for them right now. Those are my friends, my teammates, my coaches. I know they're going through it right now. But yeah, just the game came down to it. I just want to put like emotions aside and just play my game and don't let any distractions. Even like leading up to the game, I was kind of like, I was just kind of like just put emotions aside, trying to think about it. You know, turn my phone off a little bit here and there.
Well done. Incredible performance.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
John.
Piggybacking off of that, you know, Will, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but he broke the single season record for points in the Southeastern in just 1 year. And elevated your game throughout the entire playoff run, MVP in the Sunshine State Conference tournament, regional tournament, here in Nashville. Talk about just the year in general. Like, this is what you expect when you sign with Crutchfield for the second time. Yes, that's exactly what I expected. I knew that they had done last year. The accolades and stuff like that, that's all like, I mean, my teammates give me the ball. You know, we're already on the floor and stuff. But the one thing I remember about this team is not the 36-0, not the national championship, how close we were throughout the year. You know, every day we were locked in. I was looking
forward to going to practice every day. The guys on the team put a smile on their face, and I want to credit Coach Crutchfield, Coach B for taking a chance on me. When I got in the transfer portal, had injuries, and a lot of coaches counted me out, but these guys didn't. They knew I started to play. I had 3 knee surgery in 6 months last year, West Liberty, so just want to put that out there. So, yeah, thank you guys, and
Kind of like that was your expectation. You expected to go undefeated. Win that. Wow. Didn't know the expectations for that line coming in.
Johnny, you got one more? Okay, cool. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to watch you play, and there's one thing that you're not going to be called: national champions. Congratulations, gentlemen. Go back to the locker room and celebrate. We'll keep Coach here for a few minutes. All right, Jim, you knew this was going to be a back and forth, 94 feet type of ball game. Talk a little bit about just the getting out of the gate fast, and really talk a little bit about RJ getting out of the gate as fast as he did. I think at one point he had 11 of your first 13 points.
I think a lot of it had to do with Dallas Graziani. They were coming out, both teams are wondering how effective is our full court pressure going to be against another team that plays full court pressure in practice every day too. I was wondering, I'm sure Coach Al was wondering that. And I felt like Dallas Graziani was key to send the message that your full court pressure is a risk. And if you remember early on, we split the gap up the sideline, right with a 40-foot pass to RJ for a layup on the far end and against the pressure. And RJ got the 2 points, but that was kind of where Dallas, he did what he had to do to call 2 again. But I really felt like the early stages of the game, when we got through the pressure and scored, which was our goal. Our goal was to never beat the pressure and set up and run offense. If they're going to press, they have to pay the price. And because we play that game too, we know what's effective and what's not effective. Sometimes when all you're doing is trying to get the ball on the board, run offense, the pressure is for free. And we had determined that it couldn't be for free. We had to make them pay, and I'm sure they had the same philosophy in our pressure. But I thought RJ came out of the blocks real well. He scored inside. There's never been a game this year where I didn't say, RJ, why didn't you shoot the ball? And he kicked one of the corner first half. I thought, we have a layup. He's the most unselfish player. This guy, I have to push to try to score more. But I think I convinced him with your heart and thought inside. And got the ball inside. When we were having trouble scoring, we had to go inside. He's big, he's long, he's athletic, he plays with great intensity, and he's the first team All-American.
We'll open it up for questions. Once again, if you're on Zoom, if you'd like to ask Coach a question, please raise your hand. We'll start in the back of the room. Go ahead.
Jim, I know you touched on earlier, obviously the connections with West Liberty, and then just after the game, if you don't mind sharing that embrace and handshake on you guys exchanging words, and so
One of those things, in that situation, it's not really time to spend. Let's talk about a lot of things. So, one told him what a great job we did this year as quick as I could. And we said, we'll talk later. And then there'll be a time that we'll sit down and talk X's and O's this season. But, not on the court, he has a team he wants to console and talk with them. But, the one thing is I'm proud of him. Of the coaching staff. I've been with those guys so long that I'm proud of what they did at West Liberty. When I left there, I always felt like the program was in really good hands. And it's hard to believe that my expectations were so high, they didn't even see my expectations. What they've done there is incredible.
obviously you guys 36-0, Dynamite, they had a loss of 12 and 30 minutes. At what point did you, or at any point, maybe did you say, oh man, we might be seeing them down the road? What at the point did you realize that?
Probably Thursday afternoon. I had heard that because I have Canadian friends from living in West Liberty, and always saying, we'd like for you guys to beat us sometime. And I said, well, it had to be the national tournament. What if it was the national championship game? I've heard that, I've actually said that. But I thought, there's no chance that actually happening. So, when we came here and we're the top 2 seeds, we're on different halves of the draw. And I thought the possibility does exist, but there's so many good teams in each other's way. We figure one of us should lose, but it didn't happen. So it was about Thursday sometime. I thought we're actually going to play West Liberty in the championship game. I think that's when it sunk in. But what we didn't do, we didn't talk a lot about West Liberty or the fact that I've been there. We didn't talk about the fact that Will played there. We really didn't talk about that. We kind of said, let's talk about West Liberty's basketball program, what they did, what they stopped. The personal part, I really didn't want this to be anything about me or Will, the fact of their experience. This was about Nova Southeastern University season they had. The fact that West Liberty's had a great season, 2 great teams were beat. And I know it's a good sideline story, but the real story is the 2 teams that were there and the Southeastern University basketball program winning the championship.
Thank you.
Coach, I can't let you step down without talking about your amazing story. You know, you were at West Liberty for 28 years. The first 15 or so, you made your mark as a faculty member and a tennis coach. West Liberty was struggling. You know, from what I remember, I think they won 4 games the year before you took over. And then somebody made the decision to hire the tennis coach. And there were all sorts of critics in Wheeling, West Virginia. How could you do this? And look what you've accomplished over the next number of years. You know, West Liberty had one single 20-win season in their 80-year history. You take over a 4-win team and you go on a run where you win 13 consecutive 20-win seasons, and you have a number of 30-win seasons there. You take that success to Nova. Who do you have to thank for giving you a chance to become the winningest coach percentage in the history of college basketball?
Well, first of all, I love that question, EJ. I'll hire you for PR stuff here. Jim Watson hired me for the job, and I think I was just knocking on the door. And if I would have been a West Virginia basketball fan at the time, I would have said, why would you hire this guy? Because it didn't make a lot of sense. I understood that. But I had made my point to try to tell him I'm winning basketball games. Just give me a chance. And Jim Watson gave me a chance. I think they were a hiring freeze. They couldn't bring anybody new in. I was already there. They said, hire him, let him loose for a couple of years. He'll be happy because he got a coaching team. He'll regret it. I'm still at it. It was an opportunity that however I got it, it didn't matter. I had a job I wanted. I was able to coach basketball. This is a job I wanted. I love coaching the tennis team. I love being an associate professor there. That was all cool. The job I wanted was the basketball. And, you know, I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate the opportunity my mom gave me for Southeastern to coach this university's basketball program. Because there was personal stuff involved about, I want to see if I can do this again. And I felt like Nova Southeastern was a good place to work. Obviously, hand out that work.
Yeah, well, congratulations on a national title, undefeated team. And West Liberty and Nova are certainly better for you taking the reins. So congratulations.
Thank you, EJ.
Do we have any other questions for Coach?
Hey, Coach, congratulations. I couldn't help but witness after the game. Saw Chris Morrow, saw David Dennis, saw Pierre, all former players of yours. Speaks a lot on how culture that you have created in all your programs, the fact that they want to come back and win the system. So I was just curious as to what exactly you look for, recruits, like what characteristics.
You know, guys, you're fun to be around. And someone asked right after the game, the CBS reporter asked the question, would you like to speak to the sacrifice that these guys and your work you've made to get to this point? And I said, no sacrifice. We haven't made a sacrifice. This is fun. Because we've got each other. Our players are fun to be around. it's a fun job. And I don't consider this to be kind of a sacrifice. We do what we do to get here. And those are the type of guys that I recruit. Those are the type of guys that I had at West Liberty, Saul, Cedric, Chris, and all those guys who were for me. I know they were back here to support West Liberty, but they're also supporting me too. And always have. And I'm still hearing those guys a lot. And I know there's guys on this team that I'm going to hear from for the rest of my life. Even if we didn't win that, if we had a bad season, end the wrong way, I think that I still have guys that's lifelong friends. And I try to recruit guys that I feel like I want to be around. The group of guys I have right now, you do want to be around these guys. They're fun to be with. And we don't talk about the guys that didn't play. And our players up here were talking about we share the ball that they do, share the points. But beyond that, there's a handful of guys that are really good players that didn't get the game, and they were cheering like crazy. And they're really happy. But there were other places they might be playing, but they chose to stay here. It's tough for me not to play those guys sometimes. And a lot of them have stepped up. If you follow our season, some of those guys played games this year, a couple of started games, they had guys injured, did a good job. Those are kind of guys, all of a sudden they're out of the starting lineup, they do play a lot, they're cheering like crazy, and they're hugging me and saying, they love the experience they had. So I recruit guys that are like that, and then I want them to be good basketball players.
Coach, one final question for you. I asked the guys this. What about that fan support that you had in the stands behind your bench today? How incredible was that to see as many people make the trip up?
Shocking. I don't know. Did this surprise you? I was shocked myself. That's to get from Nova to here. I didn't know you get from Fort Lauderdale to Evansville. I thought that was impossible. You take a stagecoach, and I think the last leg of the trip. But it was very difficult and expensive for a lot of people to get here. We had our Sharkettes, the college girls paid their own way. The company, we spent the whole week here. We're probably going to flunk out of classes and probably go to debt. They were here cheering basketball. So, a lot of, just beyond the parents, I was surprised. But I think we're starting to kick in down there. Nova Southeastern is a little different animal. It's a larger metro area, but I think we're getting a pretty good crowd base now, just loyal followers. I anticipate people saying that they can't wait for next season pretty soon too. That those kind of people. I was surprised, and I was very appreciative of my anchor. People came out.
Coach, are you going to Disneyland on Monday?
I'm going to lay on the beach for about a month, I think. I may not show up for work for a few days. I'll think of that. Yeah, and again, you and I were laughing about, I've been here a few times. Actually, as you research and found out, this was my 8th time here as a coach. And, there were 8 teams here. So the math would say we should win one at every 8. So that's obviously, it was just a math thing. I was due to win one, so I guarantee you that too. A lot of pressure on the coach.
Well, Jim, we're going to let you celebrate it. Congratulations on winning the 2023 NCAA Division II National Championship.
Thank you very much.